Hey guys, this is Rachel. This is my attempt at the very requested and long-awaited handwriting video. So I don't really have a plan for this, but I think what I'm going to do is just start off with the different ways that I do lettering in my planner. So it's usually print or cursive. Obviously there's your two options with anything, but it's the style in which I actually do my lettering. So a lot of times if I'm in a hurry and I want to have something stand out in my planner, I will just use a regular black ink pen and say for instance there's a time slot of 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. and I have a meeting with, I'll just say, Professor Smith. So what I'll usually do is do an M, and I will do 2 lines for the downstroke, and then that's my M. And then for the T, I'll do another 2 downstrokes, and then cap off the T. And then for the G, I'll just do a regular G, and then bold that downward stroke. And you've probably seen this in other videos, but the way that I usually do my lettering is I will put an emphasis on all of the downstrokes. So take this word meeting for instance, or we'll take the word hello because that's an easy word for everyone. A lot of times people will do block letters and we'll do like a bar for the downstrokes on the left side of that letter. So we're going to write the word hello. I'm trying to write this a little bigger for you guys. So that's pretty typical of, some block lettering. But when I'm in a hurry, I will just do this. And so you still have the same type of effect, but you're not capping off the tops and bottoms of those letters because you're just kind of in a hurry. And usually this is going to be not so large, in the area of my planner it's a kind of a not as wide of a column as this, so it will be something like this. So it still gives a lot of emphasis on the letters, and again it's the downstrokes on the left side of each letter. Another way that I will do print is I will take the same type font here and we'll just put, just do my name. We'll just do the first 4 letters of my name, Rach. Oops, I think I'm off camera there. There we go. And then I will take what I call like a long cursive writing and put that right over the top of those block letters in cursive to give it more emphasis. So what I do here is I start with a line and then I do a cursive letter and then another long line and another cursive letter, and again you're kind of putting a lot of space in between each letter. And you can go back in and emphasize this the same way, but I'm going to do cursive again here in a second and show you more of that. That's really all I do for block lettering in my planner. I don't really do anything fancy. What I usually do and what a lot of you see is I will do a mixture of these block letters and of cursive. And I think most people like the way that I do my cursive, so let's look at that next. So I showed you a little bit here. Let's just take, we'll take a day of the week, let's say Monday. And the thing is, guys, that I've practiced this for a really long time. I used to be obsessed with other people's handwriting, so I thought they were prettier and nicer, and the way that they all came together on a page was very nice. So I would always practice, and when you first start practicing lettering, you need to go slowly. I'm able to write very quickly in cursive because I've practiced. So if I were to write the word Monday, and I'm going to go a little slower here than I normally would, and this actually, because I'm going slowly, doesn't look as good as I normally do it. This is me going fast. So there's a little more free-flowing and all that stuff. It doesn't look so jagged. This looks a little jagged. But when you go slowly, the way that you can fix some kind of little shaky marks is, again, go to the downward strokes and emphasize those downward strokes. So you're going to bold the downward strokes. And I've done this over and over and over again, so I know for each letter of the alphabet where I would do my downward strokes. The other side of the A, this side of the Y, and this side. So now that says Monday. Now, I will mix, like I said, the bold and the cursive. So I could say meeting, and then do another little cursive on Monday. So that's something that you'll see in my planner a lot, is the mixture of the two. Or where I'll have like a box for the month, for say, the 14th, Monday, and say for instance I have no class that day. For some reason class got canceled. So I will write in my bold letters, my block letters, and then I'll come in and say no class. So I'll do a C-L-A, and that's what I'll put on my little block for the month. And again, if I wanted to, I'd go back and bold the downward strokes to make it almost look like calligraphy. But you could also make these downwards, bold them, but not fill them in. So here's what I'm talking about. Let's take the word Sunday, and we'll write that in cursive. And I'm going pretty slow here. And I'm trying to do even spacing between the letters, but sometimes that doesn't happen, and that's okay. So that's the word Sunday. And then I'm going to make another line where those downward strokes are, but I'm not going to fill them in. And I'll show you what that kind of looks like without filling them in. So I'm just making another line where those downward strokes are. And that says Sunday, and that looks really nice, and you can, take a colored pencil and color those spaces in if you wanted to, whatever you wanted to do. But the thing is just practicing. So, I guess I should write the alphabet for you guys in the way that I do it. So I would do an A, my B would look like that. C is pretty simple. D, E, F, G, H, I, I don't like Q's. S, T, U. So that's my cursive alphabet. And then I can do the same alphabet in print. And there's a couple of different ways that, again, that I do the print. I can do uppercase letters, and then I'll do the lowercase letters. And then what I'll do is do lowercase letters. And a lot of times when I do lowercase letters, I will actually, instead of the A being written like that, I will write it like that. Not sure what that's called, but I like that little interest of having that little hat on there, whatever you would want to call it. I hope that's helpful for you guys. I'm not real sure what else you want from the handwriting video. Maybe I should take one of my planner pages and show you how I would plan a typical day using just the lettering, like the way that I do it in my day designer. But for instance, like if I was going to do cardio on a day, I could either write it in my capital letters, just like that, and then if I wanted to, I could bold those downstrokes while I'm doing it or after the fact, or if I wanted to do it in cursive, sometimes I'll do a wing. Like if I was going to do the letter C, I'll do this wing like that. And then a wing at the end. So there's a little bit of curving at the beginning and at the end of the word. So sometimes I'll do that. And then, say for instance, I was going to have dinner with someone. Usually when I have meals, I'll just do it in cursive. So I'll write the words breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So B, and sometimes I will have my cursive be very vertical. Sometimes I'll have it very slanted and drawn out. So say for instance I'd have, so I've made this exaggerated wing at the front and the end of the word. And then sometimes I won't do that at all. Sometimes I'll just say, instead of doing this with the letter D for dinner, I would just do but somehow I always wing out the end of it. But sometimes I won't do this exaggerated wing at the front, depending on how much room I have in the space that I'm working with. Let me think of anything else that I'm not going over with you guys. Again, just the mixture of the capital letters, the lowercase letters, and the cursive. I think the biggest thing that I could suggest to everyone is just really practicing as much as possible, and don't be scared to just try. This is actually like a little notebook that I put together, and I'm thinking of doing quotes or lettering and start maybe doing brush lettering or something like that, because I really do enjoy penmanship and the like, and hoping maybe one day I'll have my own Etsy shop where I could make like wedding invitations and handmade cards and all that. It's definitely not going to be something in the works right now because of law school, but that's something that I wanted to mention. If I've never started an Etsy store before, so I don't know how difficult that is, but it just wouldn't work right now. But I think really just practice as much as you can. Hopefully these little tips that I gave you are helpful. with your writing, but really I would write my name over and over and over again. So, write it in capital letters, write it in lowercase letters. Mix up the two. Do uppercase, lowercase letters. Do cursive. So I can start off with the capital R, and that's very vertical. Or I can take this cursive and make them fatter letters and really draw it out. Or I can take more space in between each letter and really have that stretch out across the page. So those are my little tips. I hope they're helpful. I really was just winging this video because everyone was really wanting this after, as long as I've been on YouTube, people have been asking me for a handwriting video. But let me know in the comments below if you would want maybe for me to do some planner pages and which type of planner pages, if you want a variety. So if you want maybe a planner page from a day designer, if you want the Erin Condren style format, if you want the regular Filofax week on 2-page format, what kind of format would you want if you wanted me to do kind of like a faux planning just with lettering and penmanship and type font, things like that, if that's what you would want. Not so much with washi or stickers or anything like that, but just with the writing. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry it was kind of all over the place. I didn't have a plan. I literally just sat down and it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning and made this video. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope everyone has a good evening. Bye!